For millions of years, there's been this really unique relationship between humans and a force of nature that literally every other animal runs from: fire. We're the only species that actually controls it. Today, we're going to unpack a pretty stunning discovery that shows a secret hidden deep inside our genes, a secret that might just explain how we truly mastered the flame.
Just stop and think about that for a second. We are completely, totally alone in this. There's no other species out there building a campfire, or cooking its food, or forging tools with heat. They see a wildfire and they run for their lives. We see it and, well, for better or for worse, we figured out how to control it. So that brings up a huge question. What is it that makes us so different?
For pretty much every other creature on the planet, fire means one thing: pure, unadulterated danger. But for us, it's a tool. It's survival, it's community, it's progress. But this very special relationship we have, well, it didn't come for free.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious when you think about it. If you get close to fire, you're going to get burned. It's just a simple, painful fact. And this constant risk, this living so close to danger, has been a unique challenge for our species throughout our entire history.
And what's so fascinating is how researchers at Imperial College London look at this. They don't just see a burn as a medical problem, they see it as an evolutionary problem. They actually call it a uniquely human injury, because we're the only species that has had to consistently deal with it, generation after generation after generation. Scientists came up with this brilliant comparative study.
Okay, so here's what they did, and it's actually pretty clever in its simplicity. First, they looked at the genetic response to burns in humans. Then, they did the exact same thing for our closest living relatives, chimpanzees, who, represent a body that is not adapted to fire. And finally, they just laid those two genetic blueprints side by side to see what was different.
And they found exactly 10 key genes that went into total overdrive in humans after a burn, but did almost nothing in chimps. These are what scientists call differently expressed genes.
This is where it gets really, really cool. So what's the specific job of these 10 genes? What are the instructions they're carrying? Well, it turns out they are the commanders of a highly sophisticated rapid response healing system.
Okay, so here's the breakdown of how it works. These genes tell immune cells to rush to the scene, which brings down swelling right away. They also ramp up clotting, basically telling the body to start rebuilding and to do it fast. And on top of all that, they even cook up special antibacterial proteins that create a shield against infection. It's just an incredibly efficient system.
But that leads us to this really powerful conclusion from the researchers themselves. What they're suggesting is that the constant threat of getting burned was a massive force in natural selection. The early humans who just happened to have this genetic advantage, the ones who could survive burns better, were more likely to live, have kids, and pass on those very genes. Fire might have literally helped forge us into who we are.
Which leaves us with this final kind of mind-bending thought. We always think about big brains or walking on two legs as the things that made us human. But what if one of the secret ingredients was this humble genetic trick? What if our ability to heal from fire wasn't just a side effect of using it, but the very key that unlocked our potential to master it in the first place?